Hello, I'm Ashok Vyas, and we are talking about purpose of life, the subject that interests each and every one of us. Sometimes more, sometimes less, based on where we are in terms of the level of happiness, contentment, satisfaction that we are experiencing at any given point of time. Sometimes unfavorable circumstances makes us perceive life with a different set of understanding and different prism of various colors. Sometimes we feel we are tied up only in the process of making both ends meet. And due to circumstances, sometimes circumstances backed by the way we are fed in our mind as we grow up regarding the purpose of life, we feel that being able to survive itself is the purpose of life. But if we sit at the bank of the flow of the river called life, and if we uh, analyze carefully, is it enough to eat and find a proper roof to sleep and have all the comforts that we can acquire? So, as in America, frequently we hear that we have to take care of the bills. So, is taking care of bill and being able to take care of bills is enough as purpose of life? So, with that question mark, let's move forward and look at what more is there. If there is someone, and there are many who have everything that they need in terms of the food that they can eat for years is already there, and they have maybe millions or billions of dollars that they can have access to. So there is a sense of freedom which they can exercise, enjoy, cherish, and celebrate if they choose to. But many such people are bound by the routine that they have for themselves in order to sustain the kind of wealth which they have made. Or there is another scenario where there's not enough money, yet there is not enough inkling or willingness to pursue that path of making money. They feel that life lacks enough of goalposts that would excite them. Or there are some people who keep changing their goalposts. So today they like this, but tomorrow they don't like it. So that goalpost changing also results into a sense of increased uncertainty, dissatisfaction, disgruntlement, and sometimes that leads to a state where we call inertia catches up with them, and they feel a sense of depression is settling in. So the question is, what is the purpose of life? Is it something that is common for everyone? Is it unique for you and me? Is it something that is likely to have different variations and is bound to change as we grow, because the toys that once we longed for no longer no longer attracts us. You see a girl at the age of 3, she longed to have a doll, and then the doll keeps on waiting for the attention of the girl when she turns 16, and so on and so forth. The question is, what is the purpose of life? And the answer, if it is given by anyone else, is not likely to be acceptable to us 100% wholeheartedly. We won't accept the answer given by anyone else. So we have a factory inside us. I use the word factory just to make it simple for me to convey. So what is happening is we are creating our own dreams. We are working on recognizing passions that are appealing to us as we go about living life. But let's look at it now from the other end. There was one end when we came and people said, congratulations, you have a baby boy or a baby girl or whatever. And then gradually we started realizing that every year there's a day called birthday. So we keep on growing with each birthday in terms of the number of years, but whether we are growing as far as the understanding of life is concerned, that may vary from different individuals. Coming back to the question which I'm just playing with, and that is the purpose of life. This purpose of life question is like a ball that we have, which we are sort of throwing towards each other. I say each other because sometimes these kind of expressions are like bouncing ball. They are just like an attempt to think together rather than giving any already cooked thought and serving it. So let us cook together. What is the purpose of life? If we think calmly, we will realize that we don't accept anyone else's suggestion on many things, and including the conclusion that are already ready-made and given to us would not serve our purpose. So we have to be aware of who we are. I think from there emanates or sprouts that which we may call as our own understanding, our own awareness. Now, we are breathing is an important part of being alive. So, looks like the thread of breath has something significant that is oozing a sense of purpose from moment to moment, from breath to breath. When we look at this idea, it makes us happy because there is something which is palpable, which is approachable, which is quite nearby, which we have access to, that we can tap into to discover the purpose of life. Um, Philosophically or poetically, it excites us. But then we come up with our preconceived ideas as to, oh, no, no, that cannot happen like it. So that sense of questioning, questioning without experimenting is not a scientific approach. And we live in this age of science, so let us be scientific in our approach to sort of define the purpose of life. And if you breathe, it also helps sometimes in relieving a sense of fatigue or tiredness, whether it is physical or mental. So there is some alchemy that is inbuilt in our system, and we can tap into it through our breath. So that is why we have a lot of gurus, and there's a tradition where we learn systematically about pranayam and going about how to regulate our breath and how significant it is. And then there are studies as well as very experience-based ideas with respect to this nostril, that nostril, what way, which pranayam serves what purpose. It is good if you are interested in learning about that, but that is some other platform. Right now, we are just sitting together, and let us say it is kind of let's chill together. So, and chill together and gaze at the horizon um, where we have the birds of our experiences flying with their white wings, and looking at them we are trying to ascertain the purpose of life. And I think before I conclude the way I begin, there is no ready-made answer to this question, neither coming to you from me. And I believe nobody can give it to anyone else. It is being transferred from one consciousness to another consciousness. But then again, if you are actively aware about the flow of your consciousness and you are ready to sort of be a recipient, as if I now take the liberty of going towards Bhagavad Gita, where when Arjuna says, Shishyastayam sadhimam tvam prapannam, so he surrenders to Lord Krishna and he accepts his role as a Shishya, or that of a disciple, or the one who's seeker, or the one who is willing to learn. So I guess the whole world is our teacher. Wherever we are, each and every experience is our teacher. Whether good, bad, ugly, favorable, unfavorable, successful, unsuccessful, whatever be the uh, and impression of any experience that we have, it is our teacher, and what way we assimilate the teachings that have been coming to us and that are part of who we are. We have enough of richness in us in terms of the experience of life. And now, how we rearrange them, how we process them, and what is the alchemy that is going to help us in making purpose or reach to meaningfulness of life would depend on each one of us. We all are unique, is what I would say. And based on what I heard, the purpose of life is life itself. There's nothing beyond it in terms of if X thing happens, then I'll be happy, or Y thing has happened, so I'm unhappy. This is all play, as they say. You are complete, you are perfect, you are full of bliss right at this moment. And if I may submit, the purpose of life is to stay tuned to your fullness. And that can happen for each individual in different way based on his temperament, his nature, his circumstances. And as we have in our tradition, whether it is a weaver or a cobbler or a gyani who is sitting and meditating, they all have that consciousness in common, and they all have access to that absolute pure joy of being. So, what more can we ask for? The purpose of life, if now I conclude with your permission, is to realize our fullness and arrange all our experiences in such a way that the inner harmony is not affected. And that can happen, as I said earlier, for each one of us in different ways. It could happen if you go to a mountain, like the picture that you see behind me, taken by my friend Rajesh Sharma. Sometimes for him, poetry is a way, or it could be going on trekking, etc. Each one of us, as I mentioned, have his her own unique calling. Could be singing, painting, or helping people, or talking the way I did, or listening also, like if you did that. With thanks, I think we should perhaps sometimes give ourselves time to be aware about the beauty and the greatness and the blessing and the blissfulness that is a part of being alive.